are going to need to pump fairly frequently. If you go back to work when your baby's pretty young, we're talking younger than about 4 to 6 months, you're going to need to pump about every 3 hours or so, which generally for most people is a break, a lunch, and then another break if you're working a typical 8-hour day. You want to avoid going 4 hours or more between pumping, because the longer you go without emptying the breast, there is a hormone that builds up in your milk. And the more that hormone builds up, the more it sends a signal to your brain that says, make less milk, make less milk. But what happens is, I see people that go, I waited 6 hours to pump and I got 6 ounces instead of the usual 3 ounces, which it physically looks good that you see the bottles that are fuller, but they've skipped a whole pumping. So basically that's 2 pumpings worth. But what happens after a few days of doing that, you skip that feeding and your body assumes, oh, they didn't need that milk, and so you're not going to be getting that extra milk. Your production will have fallen off. So try to be consistent in those early, those first few months about pumping about every 3 hours or so. If you have a really good pump, it should take you about 10 to 15 minutes of actual pumping time, and then you'll need a few minutes to set things up and wash up your parts and put them away. I always found it really helpful to have an extra set of pump pieces, the flanges and the bottles and the things like that, so that I didn't have to wash them after I pumped. I just kept a large gallon-sized Ziploc bag in my pump, and I'd put the dirty ones down in that, and I would use clean ones for the next pumping, and then I would just wash them all at night. Not only did it save time, but a lot of break rooms that I have been in are just not the cleanest places to wash up your pump parts. So just having those extras, yes, it's a little bit of extra money to spend, but it saves you a lot of time in the long run. So that can be handy. The other thing that can really help when you're pumping at work, because you might actually want to eat during your lunch break, or make phone calls or whatever during your regular breaks, having a hands-free pumping bra can be a lifesaver. There's some really good ones on the market now, and they have them in mainstream stores. Target carries them now. You can order them online. If you just do a Google search for hands-free pumping bras, you'll see all sorts. And basically what it is it's like a bustier style bra that you put on over your bra. You don't wear it all day long at work. You just put it on when you're going to pump. It's like a tube top kind of, and it has little holes in the front that you can insert your pump pieces into, and it holds them in place while you're pumping. So you have hands-free, and you can take care of work if you need to take care of work. You can read a magazine, you can eat your lunch or whatever. It just makes it easier to take care of those other things that you need to do. And for some people, it actually makes milk production easier. The more you sit there and you hold the pump pieces in place and you're staring at the bottles going, how much milk am I getting? Oh, that's not enough. The more you tense up like that, the less milk you get. So being able to just focus on something totally different can really help some people.